Hello and welcome to the shop. Today I'm going to be working on this big old slab of redwood. I got commissioned to just really surface it down. For the most part it was pretty straight, but it did have some cupping in it, so I don't know, about maybe 3/8 of an inch or so of cupping in it. I've already done one side, which is the underside, and now I'm going to be doing the top side, and then we'll finish this all down. The client that I'm doing this for is not really sure yet on the dimensions they want the table as far as length, and if we're going to be actually building legs for it or not. So for the time being, I'm just going to get it surfaced down, which is not all that interesting. It's really long and repetitive. All right, here we go. Tons and tons of passes of this is tons and tons of fun. All right, let's raise the grain on this thing, and I think we'll hit it with a 150 grit. All right, 150 grit, and that'll wrap that up. So I've mixed up some Rubio Monocoat Natural. I love this stuff. The only thing I don't like is once you get to a certain part with the accelerator, it doesn't really want to come out anymore because of the way the can's made. So I just take a can opener and pop the bottom off and do it that way. But other than that, this stuff is awesome. I think it's about time I buy myself a buffer wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over because may not have enough to do the top. But I gotta do the sides, and I don't want any of that runoff causing little beads along the top. So. Okay, so unfortunately, I do not think I have enough monocoat to do this whole tabletop. But I do still have some left that I don't want to waste. So I've never really done this before. This may be a bad idea. I'm not really sure. But what I'm gonna do is, as you can see, is I'm painting this on for a nice even coat, because I don't have, I probably, if I had a buffer wheel, make this work. But I'm taking and I'm sealing right up to the hearthwood, the red part, in hopes that when I come back and seal the middle of it, the change in grain color will help mask any lines. And I think it sounds logical, right? Sounds logical. Or I'm, I'd be buying my client another slab of redwood, one of the two. All right. Well, that's less of a waste than what I had. And in Biden's economy, can't afford to waste much of anything. I'm doing. It's now time to build the base. I've gotten with my customer who's buying this. We kind of came up with a base that we liked, and it's actually one that was done in metal by Blacktail Studios. So I wish I was a little bit better at geometry. We're gonna kind of have to put this thing together one piece at a time and figure out all the angles, and hopefully it all works out. For starters, I have made some measurements. I know that the base, I'm gonna call it the base plate, the part that's actually mounting up to the bottom of this table is going to be a diamond. So I've measured out a diamond where I want it, centered everything, got that all done, and now we're just going to start cutting all these pieces and trying to figure out the angles and how to make it all work. My only worry is that this base is also going to be made out of redwood, and that the redwood is maybe not strong enough to hold those angles well. So we're going to find out. All right, so I got my diamond cut out. I think the angles ended up being 58 and 32. I'm not sure if that's the correct angles of a diamond. I suppose I could have looked that up, but I think this will do. To put this all together, I think what I'm gonna do is tactically place some pocket hole screws and hope they don't get in the way of the actual mounting of the legs. This is where having a table with lockdowns would come in really handy, but that's coming soon. Well, we got two halves. I'm gonna put these together, make a couple of little generic reference lines just so I can know where I want to hit that in the pocket hole jig. Let's drill.
You drill, you drop the nuke, and you leave.
Alright, with this thing put together, now I need to figure out where my threaded inserts are going to be to attach it. So I've set my gauge about halfway, and that's going to kind of give me my, oopsie, oop, broke my pencil. Let's try that again. Sliding around there. Alright, so I marked about 5 inches in from each of the joints. There's really no rhyme or reason for that, just that I know the 4x4s are going to be sitting here, and I want to have clearance to be able to access these. So I'm going to drill some pilot holes. I've got my base built for this table out of redwood. I didn't film a lot of it just because it was a lot of back and forth, but got it built, got the wobble out of it, got it all leveled up to be ready to mount. Now I'm just going to add some epoxy to it to give it that more, well, it's going to add some strength to it, but give it, you know, a little bit of a artsy-fartsy look. So that should be almost the last step in this process. Here we go. I did do some wood burning on it, as you can probably hopefully see. Just to give it some contrast. Got the first coat of epoxy on here. It's got time to dry because it's literally 230 degrees in my shop, minus the F word. No, but it is. It's super hot. Gonna sand it down, probably with a 150, 180 grit, and maybe take it down a little bit smoother, and then we'll do a second coat of epoxy to make it all look nice. Oh my god. So I'm cleaning this up. I gotta go get a new paintbrush. Put the next coat on, but dude, it's so hot. Oh my god. Okay, this towel that I wetted, to clean this up, I like soaked it, gave it a light wring. About 10 minutes ago, it's almost dry. That's how hot it is right now. And for all y'all that maybe don't believe me, go ahead and look up Redding, California, August, I don't know, it's the 15th or 16th-ish, 2022, and look at the temperatures. They may say like 108, 109, but that's like at this top elevation of Redding where the wind blows, and there's no wind blowing here. It's literally like 120 degrees in my shop, if not hotter. So, off to Lowe's we go for a paintbrush, do our next coat of epoxy, and we'll call this done. Anyway, hey, we got this cleaned up and we're doing the second coat of epoxy. And again, I'm using Total Boats High Performance. I didn't probably mix enough to do the whole base, but I didn't want to be rushing, so kind of do half of it and then mix another batch, the other half, and a little bit.